Hey, Franca here. In the next 6 minutes, I will show you the exact terminal command I use to profile a Linux box and test privilege escalation. No filter, just a read command on screen, output, and what to watch for. Let's jump into it. The question is, why does this matter? This command helps you quickly understand who you are, what the system is, resources usage, and how permission work. It is essential for admins and CTF player. I will be explaining each command as it runs. Our first command that we'll be doing today. I'm going to be calling this command, this segment, identify yourself and system. So that's going to be the segment, identify yourself and system. Okay, so that's going to be the first segment for this command. This command helps you to identify yourself and also identify the system. So what's the first command? Let's use the word first command. Who am I? Who am I? So that's the first command. Let's start with those simple command. This command shows you your current user. So once you enter this command, it tells you that you are Kali, that's who you are. If, for example, you changed the name of your system while setting it up, it's going to put that name up. But for me, I didn't change the default settings. So you can see is Kali at Kali. So who am I command tells you your current user. The user right now is Kali. So another command I want us to look into, this is ID command. The ID command shows you your user ID, your group ID, and also it's useful to use Sudo or group membership. So the ID tells you can see this, it shows your user ID, tells you that your user ID is 1000 Kali. Your group ID is 1000 Kali. You can see, and it also should give you other informations. So UID means user ID, GID means group ID as well. So the segment is to identify yourself in the system. So the first identification was who I am, who am I, sorry, and it tells you I am Kali, meaning the system is identified itself. Another command I want us to use here is the uname-a command. Uname-a command. So this command give kernel and it gives kernel and architecture information. It's helpful for picking and exploring and or packaging. It's helpful for picking, exploit, and packaging. The uname-a command, it gives the kernel and architecture information. So it tells me that the architecture of this system, this operating system, is Linux Kali 6.12.25 AMD 64. So it tells me the kernel and also gives me information regarding the architecture. of the system, what the system is made of. Okay, so I'll be moving on to the second segment. As you can see on the terminal, we have the second segment and it's called System Health and Processing. Processes. It's very important that you know the health of your system and also processing, especially using commands to identify that. So the first command that we'll be using to check the system, the health of the system and processes, we're going to be using a command called htop or top. And also to demonstrate, we can also use Control C to exit in recording. Okay, so let's go there. So to check the health of the system, I'm going to be using a stop command. Okay, do you want to install that? So there's no stop there. So let me say no. And let me put up, see if I can install that. Okay, sure, this works. So yeah, so if you try the HTOP and you it's not installed on your system, you can just install it. But before you do, you can just try the top, which is TOP. It will show you the system, the health of your system. It show you how healthy your system is. Okay, so it's H command, H top or top command. So right now I'm using top command because that's already installed on the system. You can see that it's running, showing me the health of my system. You can see the top command and it says, let's scroll down. So we'll look at this. We have the top, it's still running. It said just one user, so no, two person. And the load average is 0.12, 0.18 now, 0.11, 0.05, and it's still running. It's telling me that the task here is 168. It's still going to change over as it begins to run, it begins to change. And you see this is the personal ID, which is the personal identification, and say user, and you can see all of these informations, so you can go through it. This will tell you how healthy your system is or not. Okay. Let's see here. It's giving me all of this information because if the system is not healthy, it's still going to identify that why it runs this command. So I'm going to stop this run. I'm going to stop it because if I don't stop it, it will just keep running. Okay. So to stop it, like I said, is Control C. Control C will help you stop this command from running. Okay. So that you can easily go through it and see how healthy your system is. Another command that I want us to look into and run, let's use command like ps dash, no, sorry, there's no dash, ps space aus. So it's this like this, ps aus. So that's the command I'm going to use now. This we run this list. It runs processes, okay, combined with grep to help a suspicious one. So once you use this command, it also runs the processing. You see, so once I enter that, it provides me with the processes on the system. So using this command will be able to enable you to identify if there is any form of suspicious information on your system, as you can see. Okay, as you can see, if there's any suspicious information or someone logged into your system using your privilege log in or using your credentials to log in and changing or modifying some of those information is going to show you all the processes. So this is telling you all the processes that have gone through this. And it gave us, let's go up a little. So this is the personal ID, this is the CPU, this is the memory that was used, and all of that. This is the start, and this is the time. This is very important because it tells you the start, it tells you the time, and it tells you the command that was used. Okay, so even if you didn't use the command, or you make some update on the system, it's going to generate some information. So that's it. And then let's see. We'll be going to the third segment. The third segment. So I will need to clean up this so I can have space. So you can use the comma clear, then that will clear up. So the third segment is going to be called disk memory uptime history. So that's going to be the top segment. So I'm just going to do here. So this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be running command to be able to know our disk, the memory, and the hop time and history. Okay. So to do that, we're going to be using the first command called the df-h. So that's the first command. So df-h shows you the disk usage in human readable form. It means once we run this command, it's going to generate disk usage in the readable form, meaning that it's not encrypted. You'll be able to read it. And it will help you check also for full volume to see if your disk is full. So let's enter that. So this is my disk usage. For me to do that, I had to run this command. It's a file system, the size of the file, the use, what's available for me, and also math on. What is this math on? Okay. So we have the udef. It tells me the size is 4.4 G, and it says usage is 0. The available is the same. And we look at this. These are all our disks. It tells us what is left. Okay. It tells us the size, what is being used. So you'll be able to tell, since this is 1.0, it means I've used 0. I've not used anyone from that disk. I still have that space and it's running on run credentials system D journal.service. Then we have another one. It has size, another disk, 900 and you see I have used 124 and it's 124 K is kilobyte or kilogram, sorry. Then we have this left. So eventually like we've not used up to 1% of this and all of that. All of these informations are really necessary so that you'll be able to know what is left in your disk and when to clean up if you need to. Another command that will be running is called free-m. This shows you memory usage. It's good to know if the system is swapping. So to check your memory usage, what's left, you just do free-n and enter. So this tells us about the memory usage. It says I have this memory and this swap will have total memory 9087. I have used about 1044 and I have 7053 left. And I have shared 15. The caches is 775. Then what's now available for me is 8043. That is the memory that's left. And the swap also, you see right here, it said ends usage 0 and all of that. So that helps you to be able to know what's left in your memory. Another command that I want us to use is another command that is uptime. Uptime. The uptime tells you how long the machine has been up and the load advantage average, sorry. So let's use the uptime command. So that's the uptime command. So it tells me how long this machine has been up and the load advantage. So this 23.40 dot 4152 up for 10.17. The user is one, so it has been up for like 10 hours, 10 hours and 17 minutes. And and said the user is one user. You know, when we run the user, how many of you remember how we were able to identify the user? That's correct. You got it right. Who am I? That was how we're able to identify the user. And it was just one user that we saw there. Subsequently, we begin to know how to create users, okay? So have just one user, then the load average, say 0.0. So there's not so much load on my system, on this operating system. The next command that we'll be using is called history command. History command. So let's see that history command. This is the history command. Once you run this, it gives you a all the how am I going to put it right now? It gives you all the information that you have entered in. It gives you all the history. For example, if you type in some command and eventually forgot the command, and you can go and look at the history. And if, for example, you're taking track of your system and someone else go in to do whatever on your system, your terminal, once you run the history command, you will be able to see all of this entry. You can see this what I've done. Um, you see a lot of information here. Let's see. He said I've done the if command, I've done the FTP, I've claimed, it just gave me breakdown of everything that I have done. Okay. So now we'll be moving to the fourth segment. We are going to title our fourth segment as privilege escalation and permission. So I'm going to clean up first. So is the fourth segment is privilege escalation and permission. So we're going to be using some important commands that gives a privilege advantage compared to other uh, either employees or someone in the same group of that you are in the place of work that doesn't have that privilege to access some certain information. So to run some solutions or run some access information from your terminal, sometimes you may need the privilege. You may need privilege to be able to access that. So one of the command is called sudo. Sudo command is a privileged command. It's like a root command. Like not it's like a root command. It is a root command. Yeah, because once you have that root command, you'll be able to do almost everything within the system. So that's the reason why most company are so very, very particular who handles a particular um, solution system or have access to certain credentials. Yeah, so credentials that are being restricted, only those with sudo privilege that will be able to access it. So sudo is very important. It is a command that's used as is a privilege escalation command. It grants you some permissions that you know others don't have. So yeah, so I just put in the sudo and nothing actually comes out because sudo command, you have to put sudo and add other information just in case you want to uh, download on the system and all of that. So that's the sudo command. Then we have the sudo dash l command. The sudo dash l command is going to like list command you are allowed to run. So it is advisable that you check sudo dash l to see what you have, what is accessible to you. Okay. So for me to be able to see that, I will need to log in with my password. Once I log in with my password, it tells me the list, it lists the command that allows me to run. It lists a command I am allowed to run, okay? And also, it's important you check this first. It tells me match default entry for Kali on Kali, and it gives me all of this that I have access to. User may run the following command. So I'm able to run all the commands. So there's no limit to the command I can use because I have this privilege. And the command to use is sudo. Another command I want us to look into is called su. It is switch user account. It is used to switch users account to become root if you have the password, okay? So you use su. It's called SU. That I spell. So once you do SU, it's going to ask you to enter the password. Okay, so it's certification fee. The reason why certification fee is because I have not set in password for a switch for users switches users account. If for example, when I checked in the who am I, and it told me the system brought out Kali, stating that I am Kali. And it happens that I am the only one in the as a user there. Kali is the only one as a user there. So if I want to add another user, yeah, that's another process of its own. Once I'm done with that, and if I want to switch from being a sudo which has like a privilege or administrative access, I can use SU to switch to the other user's account. And to create another user's account, you're going to ask to put in password. So because I do not have another user on the system, so that's why you see authentication fail because I did not create any user at all. Okay. So I just want to make that clear to you. Another thing that is very important when you're switching using su command to switch to a different user, please be careful who is there while you're putting that password. Make sure it's not being camera. Okay. Another one that I want us to look into when looking at privilege escalation and permission is the change modification command. So it's going to be chmod. That is a change command. This helps you to change permission. We have the plus S. It helps you to change the permissions now. Yeah. And for example, if you put uh the change modification change modification command and you put plus times script dash sh, you will be able to able to make changes to your permission. Okay, that's the change command. It's showing missing information because I do not have S plus. So first of all, you will need to have like a script or you need to have like an information on your system that you want to modify. Okay, we'll be looking at that. We'll be looking at that. But meanwhile, I just want us to look at the command. And the next command I want us to look into is the change on. It means you will be able to change file ownership. Change file ownership. If you want to, so now we've learned that the CHMOD, which is the change modification, is used to actually it's the math password and it's used to switch it's used to change permission, okay? And another one I want us to look at is the change on. It means change on. CHOWN, change on. This allows you to change the file ownership. So if the file was owned by Mr. The ownership of the file was owned by Mr. A, Mr. B can have access to that file if given the permission to do so. Okay, so if someone is leaving an organization and you want to change the group that the person is, you want to put someone else there, yes, you can use, you want to transfer file that one was working with before the company can transfer and make it be owned by someone else. So it's called a chain. So I'm not going to be doing deeper explanation and warning to me at the same time. I'm just going to give you this. So it's going to help you, you know. You don't have to look at the big one. You have to start from here because this big one makes a little bit too. Yeah, it's said that it's missing operate one because it's trying to locate. You can just put chin off. You need to put the file in addition to whatever you're changing. In case since we are not doing that today, the command will just do. So I don't give you so much command and you get tired. So yeah, for example, the chain on, if you want to run it, you do sudo chain on, then you put the root user, root, and then you put the file name. Okay. That's we're done with we're done with segment 4. Then the last segment, let's look at the last segment. So there's a final segment and it's just going to be only just going to be a mini playbook for you. So like we said in the beginning of our lecture, we said these are the steps, command that you can use. For example, we have the right now get the one for you. So I think I skip it. Um, yeah, so this one, I think, yeah. So this one, uh, who am I? It confirms your identity. And segment 2, which is step 2, ID, group, and also for that, you can use sudo group access. You'll be able to check the group that you are in. The another command we use is the view name dash a. It's used for looking at your record canal and architecture. Then the sudo l dash l is check and allow sudo command. Then the fifth segment is PSAUS and TO top, which is top, or H top. You can use it to scan the processes on your terminal. Then the sixth step is the DH-H or free-N. All time, it gives you information regarding your uptime and the health of your system. Then we have the step 7, which is history and look for hints. It will give you all the history. You'll be able to look for hints if someone else has gone in to make some, entry. And the eighth one is the permission. The permission. So for you to change permission, you use chimo chi on. It helps you to prepare a local script. only on or test system can you be able to use this. Use sudo dash dash l before trying anything. Okay, it may give you a safe escalation path. Instead of just putting single and putting where you're going into, just use single dash L. It tells you more details about your escalation path. Another one, we have the combined attribute, right? Which is the PS dash AUS. We have the grade some processes or DF dash H. We have slash val to focus. Another one that you want to take note of is the canal version, the suspicion processing, and allows to do commands. Okay, that's so very, very important. And if that was helpful, smash like, subscribe, and hit the bell. I post short hands-on terminal walkthrough every week. Please drop a comment if you want to deep dive on pseudo misconfiguration or age stop tricks. Okay, see you next time.